In the year 2010, Lagos State government took a bold step at ensuring the preservation and longevity of the numerous public facilities spread across the state. In that year, the Office of Facility Management and Maintenance was established. This office, which is in line with global trend of a system of planned spending commitments, has the responsibility to advise the government on management of facilities in public buildings, coordinate and supervise the safe and efficient operation, maintenance, and long-term preservation of assets and of provision of janitorial activities in a cost-effective manner. At the inception of Governor Akinwumi Ambode's administration, one of its promise was continuous reforms in the public service. The civil service is to be strengthened and made to respond to the needs of all citizens. In the same manner, quality services are rendered in the private sector. On State on Focus tonight, our searchlight is beamed on the Office of Facility Management and Maintenance and the agency's plan on all aspects of facility management, maintenance, and upkeep, so that all public buildings, facilities, and installations can operate at optimal capacity.
What exactly does the Office of Facility Management and Maintenance do?
I think the best approach, to answering that question would probably be to go to the enabling law, the Facility Management and Maintenance Law of 2014, particularly Section 4, talked about the functions of the agency. In summary, it's to ensure that we put in place effective maintenance of government facilities within and outside the state, to ensure that they are in optimal condition. And that is just the long and short of the core of the functions of the agency. And if you have other things, drawing up benchmarks, then you have having asset register, having a database to show all the assets of the government, amongst other functions, as enshrined in the law setting up the agency.
So you're just coming in as the new general manager of this office. What is your vision to take this agency to the next level, particularly in line with the vision of this administration for this purpose?
Now, when I came in here, the agency it was called Office of Facility Management, but the law setting it up, made us to realize that it is Lagos State Infrastructure Asset Management Agency. It is not an office, it's an agency. So I felt it would be proper for us to have, departments. Unlike what I met on ground, they had 2 sections and about 2 units, and I said this is not enough, considering the enormity of the jobs at hand. I said no. So I'm hoping to create condition assessment department, facility management department, monitoring and evaluation. Apart from the regular departments like the admin and human resources, and then the accounts department. Those 2 are standard. I was thinking I should be able to create 4, in line with the activities of this agency. That's one. Then on the other hand, the vision of this administration, you will see from the onset that there's no room for wastages. So we want to key into that and ensure that we get the right prices, the correct pricing for some of these contracts. It is not enough for you to say because you want to maintain this facility and then without considering the scope, because I wonder at times how they come up with the costs of some of these things. So if we put the right template in place, I am sure we'll be able to arrive at the right scope that will now ultimately determine what the cost of the contract will be. So if we go along that line, I'm sure we'll be able to avoid wastage. It will key into the vision of the administration as we go along.
Since you assumed office as a GM, sir, what have you been able to do?
I assumed responsibilities here on the 22nd of July. Barely a month now. And since I came in, what I did first was to go around and inspect some of the facilities. As we speak, I visited Ikorodu Maternal and Child Center. I visited Amuwo-Odofi Maternal and Child Center. I visited the one in the Fakojaye General Hospital, the Maternal and Child Center there. I visited the one in the Solo. I visited the accident and emergency here by the toll gate here. And then there are other innovation works ongoing, like the Butemeta Health Center, then the combined wards in Bagada. I visited all these sites. But right now, I intend to go back to visit the courts, because what I met on ground, they started with Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, and then the judiciary. So I intend to go and visit all these locations to see the facilities on ground. Let us see how far the contractors are, living to their responsibilities. It is not enough for you to collect money from government and you don't deliver. And how do you make them to deliver? By constant visitation to sites. If they see you unannounced, without informing them that you're coming, you get there, you get what you need to see. So that you don't allow them to take you around and lead you to see what they want you to see. You go there on your own and then you go and see what you want to see. So I think we've been doing that in the last few days, and I intend to continue as from Wednesday.
What is the benefit of having maintenance regime for all these properties?
It's obvious. In law, they tell you that res ipsa loquitur, the facts speak for themselves. If you have a maintenance culture, you see, in construction, it is more expensive for you to renovate or rehabilitate a facility. So it is better that you put a maintenance culture in place so that you will not give room for that facility, to go into a state of disrepair, because it will cost you more to renovate or rehabilitate. So it's better you maintain.
Do you have a general template for the maintenance works? And if yes, what are these templates?
Well, I met some on ground, but I am not too comfortable with them. So I told my technical staff here that we should, as much as practicable, come up with templates that will be facility specific, so that we just don't have a broad template and then you get to site and you discover that this one is not applicable here. So we want to see some of the facilities that have similar features, so we can have facility specific templates. That way we reduce time in assessing a facility. That's what we are working towards now.
There's also this provision of janitorial services, as part of the functions, maintaining and putting them in place. What exactly does this connote?
Well, it depends from the perspective at which you're looking at this. Now let me take the health sector, the maternal and child centers. Because of the nature of the activity in this facility, there is need for you to have janitorial services. Now, apart from the activity, consider the human traffic to and fro this facility. And then to crown it, health facility. So you need the environment to be clean. I was at Amuwo-Odofi Mother and Child Center. I was impressed with what I saw there. The environment, You see them mopping every now and then, which is what we need in such facilities. Ditto for the courts. By the time you give a facility manager the contract, it is up to him to either subcontract another janitorial services firm to handle that. Because it is not enough for one person to say you do the maintenance work, then you come back again and do the janitorial one, and then at the end of the day, you won't achieve results. And then more importantly, is in the health facilities, there's this thing they call medical waste. There's a way you dispose of medical waste. These are things that you require expertise of those who are in that field.
Lagos has a lot of public buildings cutting across the schools, the health sector, the judiciary, other ancillary buildings and the sports center facilities. The question is, does your office have the capacity to discharge these functions and ensure that these facilities are regularly maintained and efficiently and effectively maintained?
We are like consultants to NDAs. It's not that we go out there to do the job. What we do, we serve as consultant to, for instance, Ministry of Health now. We serve as consultant to them on their facilities. So if they come with a facility manager, all we have to do is ensure that the facility manager performs. So it is not that our staff here are going to go on the field and start doing this maintenance job. No. We go to supervise. You understand? And ensure that the contractors do what is right.
So, going by the sites that you visited recently, then how will you assess the performance of these contractors?
Well, some of them have done brilliantly well, and some they are nothing to write home about.
So, what are you doing?
Well, we have written to the governor, stating our position, what we saw on site. At point A, you have this in place. At point B, you have this in place. So it is up to government to decide who to retain and who not to retain. Ours is to just give, an independent opinion or position of the facilities vis-a-vis the facility manager.
What are the challenges you are envisaging that you might likely encounter in the course of discharging these responsibilities?
I don't want to sound preposterous. I don't want to say that there will be challenges or there won't be challenges. Challenges are there for man. Once we get there, we'll surmount them. When we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. If challenges rear their heads, we'll see how we resolve them. But I cannot sit here and tell you I am envisaging a problem with this contractor or that. No. But if we have any, we'll try and see how we surmount the challenge.
We all know the attitude of our people towards public properties. And not just that, also even their own private properties. The questions is what are you doing to ensure that the public are carried along and are appropriately informed about the proper use of public buildings?
I think it's ideal that we do a lot of enlightenment campaign, so that people will be, alive to their responsibilities towards, our facilities. Not even government facilities alone, even your own property. It's high time that people, developed the attitude of maintaining facilities. Like I said earlier, you see, it is costlier for you to renovate or rehabilitate. So it's better you maintain what you have. And when you maintain what you have, effective maintenance will give you optimal condition. And if that thing is in top shape, the better for you. So if it is your personal property, if it is in a very good shape, it brings in more money for you. So ditto for government. if these facilities are in good shape, people would, want to visit them. For instance, the hospitals. Gone are the days where you say the hospitals are smelly, they are this, they are. Now you go to some of these facilities, they're in good shape. And that is the essence of maintenance.
So, how committed is this administration, to your office and what you're doing, what you stand for?
Well, since I assumed duty here, I've had cause to speak with His Excellency, and I've even had cause to meet him. And I think the administration is committed. The administration is highly committed. As time goes on, you see that. Because right now, we have acquainted him with some of the reports that we generated as a result of our visitations to all the sites, and hopefully by next week the files should come back, and I'm sure he would have made his remarks, and then we'll take it up from there.
In order to properly monitor these facility managers that your office is engaging for these services, will your office consider using feedback mechanism, especially from the public, to monitor, those people by perhaps putting phone numbers, in those facilities and things like that, so that the public can lodge complaint directly to your office, even without the knowledge of the facility managers? Are you considering that option, sir?
Of course. It's one of the things that I told the Director, Admin and Human Resources, that we need to have possibly a toll-free line where people can get us. And I'll give you a story. I read in one of the files here, one of the maternal and child center, that one of the patients there sent a text message to the former Honorable Commissioner for Health on the state of one of the facilities. And the commissioner reacted, instantly. I read it in one of the files. So it's an option that we are considering, highly considering, that we have a toll-free line that people can reach us, make your comments, complain about the facility managers when they are not up and doing. Yes.
So, how do you want to see the state public buildings, say in the next 4 or 5 years?
See them like, you have personal buildings out there that are well managed. I wouldn't want to mention names of some private buildings, private residents, but I am looking at a situation where in the next 4 or 5 years, public buildings, particularly Lagos State government buildings within and outside the state, would get to that level. As a matter of fact, last week, was it Tuesday last week, I was in Abuja. I went to inspect Governor's Lodge Abuja and then the Lagos State Liaison Office. We are trying to generate a report for that now. So, we're hoping we'll get there.
Thank you very much for the interview, sir.
It's a pleasure having you. Thank you.